Hi, I'm Scott Allan and I've got type 1 diabetes.
Scott, when did you discover that you were suffering from diabetes, and how has that affected your life as a person and as a footballer?
I was 3 years old living in Glasgow. And from me, my diabetes and my footballs went hand in hand. It's allowed me to live a healthy lifestyle, and as I said, it's a lot of fine tuning for me to play at the level I'm at.
How often do you have to test yourself and your blood sugar levels over the course of a day?
In a normal day, I'd say about 5 times a day, sometimes 4, just depending on how well the previous blood sugars have been. On a match day, maybe about 10 to 12 times, just to get real fine tuning, and I know exactly what it is before I go out and play, and that's what's needed for me to compete during the 90 minutes.
You're obviously an elite level athlete. You've played in the English Premier League, you've played for Scotland under 21s, and you're obviously now playing for Hibernian, and you're the PFA Scotland Championship Player of the Year. How have you tackled this challenge? I know it's something that you've always lived with for the last 20 odd years, but how have you managed to reach the top despite having this hurdle to overcome?
Obviously, when I was growing up, and when you're growing, hormonal changes as well. Your blood sugars are obviously hard to live with, and you just need to. It's a trial and error a lot of the time. I didn't find out exactly what was needed until I was basically 18-year-old, like how much I would need to put in to maximise my performance level over a 90 minutes, and it was just a case of trial and error, and what worked and what didn't work, because for each diabetic everything's different. All I can give is my input on what's worked for me, and hopefully that can help others.
You obviously, unfortunately, experienced a couple of scary episodes as well. What did you learn from that, and how frightening was it?
Yeah, well, when I was 15, I was in France at a tournament with Dundee United, and I went into a diabetic coma as such in my sleep, just because I hadn't ate enough before I'd went to sleep, combined with my insulin. And when I woke up a day later, obviously I couldn't remember playing the tournament, which was obviously a good thing for me because I didn't play that well, but it was one of the ones that I would never let myself go to sleep. My blood sugars at a low level. I'd rather be a wee bit high before I go to sleep, because you don't want to run that risk. But 9 times out of 10 you wake up during the night with the alert, but that one time I didn't get the alert, and fortunate for me I was okay in the end.
How closely do you need to liaise with the club's medical staff in terms of making them aware of the fact that you've got diabetes, because it is fairly rare for footballers to have that condition?
To be honest, I know my body and my diabetes better than most people, so I basically run it myself. Obviously the physios and the docs and that know, but they kind of leave me to it and trust me, obviously, as nobody knows your body better than yourself.
To what extent have people like Danny McGrain and Gary Mabbott, who obviously represented their countries and played at the very highest level in football, did they kind of act as inspirational role models for you when you were growing up? Because did you ever think, I might not make it as a footballer because of my diabetes?
I think it does cross your mind when you're younger, but for me, I just live with it and thought, I want to be one of the players that can play at the level. And obviously football's changed since then. It's more intense now. It's a lot more of an athlete side to it than it was obviously back in Danny McGrain's day, and obviously Gary Mabbott. But I think just knowing that there was people out there being diabetic and played football, it gives you that little boost that you can do it, and hopefully I can give that to kids now.
Scott, GameChanger kicked off here at Easter Road this evening with hundreds of local children who are coping with diabetes were invited to come along, and they listened to you talk about how you cope with the condition. How beneficial did you feel it was from your perspective?
I think it's really important to get the message across to young kids with type 1 diabetes that you can play professional sport as long as you manage it right and look after yourself. And I thought that was the main thing for me today, was getting that message across, that not to be embarrassed about having type 1 diabetes.
You obviously played in front of like 50,000 crowds before, but obviously you were performing in front of an audience of a few hundred people. How daunting was that? I know you're still only 23. Was that your first real opportunity of public speaking? Yeah,
especially speaking to other diabetics. It's obviously something close to my heart, so it was something I really wanted to do, and I'm glad it went well, and I'm looking forward to speaking about it again.
Was there anything that you learned from speaking to some of the children as well about how they manage their condition?
I was speaking to a boy there, and he was asking about the adrenaline, like how that affects me, my performance, because he went the opposite way, and it's just, the thing is, everybody's different, everybody's body's different, but all I can do is give the advice and what I've went through with my diabetes and what works for me.
Looking further forward then, are you looking to try and really become an ambassador for diabetes here in Scotland?
Yeah, I think I've got I can help young kids. I mean, I can get a message across that maybe some consultants or that can't. So I'm really looking forward to getting involved again. Just saying.